As the global race towards a COVID-19 vaccine continues, it turns out that some people aren't even interested in getting jabbed. Experts in the U.S. are warning that the anti-vaccine movement may affect immunization rates across the country. In fact, a recent survey shows that only 50% of Americans would be willing to be vaccinated against the coronavirus. Well, one Israeli doctor is determined to build public trust in the FDA when a vaccine is finally ready. And he's even conducted a study that examined 58 vaccines released from 1996 to 2015. The outcome is pretty promising stuff. And this very doctor is joining me live right now, Noam Tau. He's a quality and safety researcher at Sheba Medical Center. So Dr. Noam, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your study and what it tells us about the safety of vaccines.
Hi, Natasha. Thank you for having me. So our study was initially focusing on the quality of the FDA ability to monitor the approved vaccines, and we found that the results were quite amazingly good. The FDA has all the vaccines monitored for years and years after being initially approved, and the results are shockingly safe. The vaccines have not shown any problems, and over years and years and years of public use and millions of doses, they have succeeded to be safe and protect the population.
So your study seems to show that vaccines are pretty safe. Now, how do you explain that only around 30 to 50% of the population in the United States wants to get a vaccine against the coronavirus?
Well, for now, there is no vaccine, so these are just public views. And this is our job to explain to the public that the upcoming vaccine is supposed to be a safe one. And we need to hold hands with the FDA and look at these studies being published weekly and say, listen, these are good studies, high quality ones, and this upcoming vaccine will be a good one.
Right. Well, but what are some of the things that people who are against vaccines say? What are they so concerned about?
Well, most people are afraid to receive vaccines, and we have to remember that most of the diseases that our vaccines protect against are diseases that no longer exist or are very rare to be seen. So it's hard to ask someone to protect against a ghost. But the coronavirus vaccine, once it comes, will protect against something everyone knows. So I'm really hopeful that the vaccine will be taken in the public, and everyone will use it. Yeah.
So tell us more about how herd immunity plays into things. I mean, how would widespread uptake of a vaccine against the coronavirus actually help society achieve collective immunity?
Yeah, so being vaccinated helps the person himself, but also helps the population, because if the vast majority of people are vaccinated, the chances of an individual to find the disease or to be contracted with the disease are very, very low. And these percentages are around, depends on the disease, between 70 and 90% of population which requires to be vaccinated. And 50% is way, way too low.
Right. Now, as a scientist, how does it make you feel to see that the anti-vaccine movement is somehow growing during this time?
Well, unfortunately, as a physician, I have seen diseases that have all but disappeared, reinfecting children daily. And the U.S. is struck by very, very, very large numbers of children contracting diseases that have just disappeared. So I'm scared, but I'm hopeful, because I think the vast majority of population is logical and will take the vaccine once it comes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Noam Tau.